This happened in 2018, when I was 19 years old and working the night shift at a gas station on the outskirts of a small town. I had only been working there for a few months. It wasn't exactly the kind of job I dreamed of having, but it paid the bills, and since I was still living with my parents, I thought it was a good way to save some money. The gas station was located on a highway that connected two towns. During the day, it was pretty busy, but after midnight, the place was almost completely empty. My shift started at 10 p.m. and ended at 6 a.m. Most nights were uneventful. I would clean the store, organize shelves, and sit behind the counter, waiting for the occasional truck driver or traveler to stop for gas. At first, I actually liked the silence, until one Friday night. It was around 2:30 a.m. when an old car pulled into the gas station. I remember thinking it was strange because it drove past the pumps and parked in a spot farther away, facing the store. I waited for the driver to get out, but he didn't. The car just sat there with the engine running. After a few minutes, a man finally stepped out. He looked like he was in his 40s. He was wearing a dark jacket and walking slowly, looking around the entire area. When he entered the store, he didn't grab anything. He didn't look at the shelves, didn't go to the fridge, didn't ask for prices. He just stood near the entrance, staring at me. I asked if he needed any help. He took a few seconds before answering. Then he said, "Are you here alone every night?" Right away, I felt uncomfortable. It was one of those moments where your instincts tell you something is wrong, even though you can't explain why. I tried to act normal and told him that someone else was always working with me, even though that wasn't true. He stared at me for a few seconds, like he was trying to figure something out. Then he smiled and walked out. I watched through the window until he got back into his car and drove away. At that point, I tried to convince myself that he was just a strange person. But about 20 minutes later, I saw headlights coming from the highway again. It was the same car. This time, he didn't enter the gas station. He slowly drove past the entrance and continued a little farther before stopping on the side of the road. The lights turned off. The car just sat there. That was when I started feeling genuinely worried. I grabbed my phone and kept it ready in case I needed to call the police. After a few minutes, the car turned its headlights back on and came back toward the gas station. This time, he parked near the pumps. The man got out and started walking toward the entrance. I went into the small office behind the counter and locked the door. He tried to open it. When he realized it was locked, he stopped and looked through the glass. He didn't look angry. That was the part that scared me the most. He just stood there, completely still, staring at me. After almost a minute, he knocked on the glass and said, "Open up." I didn't answer. I grabbed my phone and called the police. The moment he realized I was talking to someone, his entire expression changed. He walked back to his car and sped away down the highway. The police arrived about 10 minutes later, but he was already gone. They searched the area but couldn't find him. They also checked the security cameras from the gas station, but the license plate was partially covered, so they couldn't identify the vehicle's owner. I kept working there for a few more months, but I never worked another night shift alone. To this day, I still think about the question he asked me. "Are you here alone every night?"